Welcome to Farming Aid.
When you raise chickens long enough, you start to realize the barnyard holds more beauty than most people ever notice. Beyond the familiar breeds and everyday plumage, there are birds in America carrying feather patterns so striking they look hand-painted. These are the birds that stop visitors in their tracks, the ones that make even seasoned poultry keepers lean in for a closer look. In this video we are diving into the rarest and most eye-catching feather patterns found in American flocks today, the kind that turn an ordinary backyard into something unforgettable. Whether you are a breeder, a hobbyist, or just someone who loves seeing nature at its most creative, you are about to meet 4 chickens whose feathers feel almost unreal. Let's get into the patterns that every chicken lover should see at least once. The magic often starts with the golden-laced Wyandotte, a breed that looks hand-illustrated. Every feather carries its own piece of artwork, forming an outline of rich gold at the base and deep black at the edge. From a distance, the birds look like they're wearing intricate armor. Up close, the detail is so fine that it almost seems impossible that nature produced it without a paintbrush. What makes the golden-laced Wyandotte particularly mesmerizing is how consistent the pattern is from head to tail. You don't get random blotches or chaotic streaks. Instead, you get a smooth, almost symmetrical layering, as if someone planned every feather in advance. On a sunny morning in an open run, these birds almost glow. Their gold softens into amber, their black deepens into a velvet tone, and each movement creates a ripple effect that catches your eye and pulls you in again and again. Even more impressive is the personality that comes with that beauty. Golden-laced Wyandottes aren't just pretty. They're calm, capable, and adaptable, 3 traits that make them a dream for homesteads of all sizes. Farmers appreciate how well they tolerate cold. Backyard keepers love how friendly they are with children, and show breeders admire the way their feathers stay neat and clean even in muddy or unpredictable environments. Their laced pattern is rare in its perfection, and it anchors them as one of the most striking birds you can bring into an American flock. People choose them for aesthetics, but they keep them for everything else that comes with that beauty. Then you move to something completely opposite, the Ayam Cemani, a chicken that doesn't play with color variation or patterns. Instead, it goes all in on one striking visual theme. Pure black. Not just the feathers but the skin, the beak, the legs, and even the internal organs. Where most chickens stand out because they show off multiple colors at once, the Ayam Cemani grabs your attention because it embodies a single shade so deeply that sunlight seems to disappear into it. The feathers in particular have a glossy sheen that almost looks liquid. Depending on how the light hits them, they can flash hints of green, purple, or blue, but they never lose that core obsidian identity. This extreme coloration comes from a genetic condition called fibromelanosis, something shared only by a handful of breeds around the world. In the Ayam Cemani, the effect is so dramatic that many people feel like they're looking at a mythical creature rather than a farm animal. And because the birds are rare in the United States, seeing one in person feels even more special. Their presence in a flock is subtle at first, because they move quietly and carry themselves with confidence. But when you notice them, you really notice them. They walk like shadows on the ground, and when the sun rises behind them, the silhouette they create feels theatrical. They bring mystery to the coop in a way no patterned bird ever could. While their appearance is unmatched, Ayam Cemani chickens have an important practical role too. They lay modest numbers of cream-colored eggs. They handle heat fairly well, and they remain surprisingly gentle despite their dramatic appearance. Many owners treat them like prized pets or show birds, but they're functional members of a homestead too. Their rarity keeps them expensive, but the dedication of American breeders has slowly made them more accessible than they were a decade ago. Whenever someone adds a Cemani to their flock, it becomes the bird that everyone asks about first. Its feathers don't need patterns to stun you. The pattern is the depth of the black itself, and nothing else in the chicken world comes close. Shifting to a lighter and more delicate look, you reach the Mille Fleur, a breed whose feathers look like tiny hand-painted porcelain beads. If the golden-laced Wyandotte is bold and the Ayam Cemani is dramatic, the Mille Fleur is charming in a way that almost feels whimsical. Their feathers carry warm caramel and copper tones broken by white speckles that sit near the tips. Those speckles look like petals scattered across each feather, giving the bird a soft, flowery texture. The name Mille Fleur means 1,000 flowers, and it fits perfectly. When you watch them move, the pattern shifts like a field of blossoms catching a breeze. Their feathering doesn't stop with pattern. They also have little feathered boots that make them look like they're wearing fancy outfits everywhere they go. Combined with their gentle temperament, they quickly become favorites for backyard chicken keepers who want birds that bring personality along with beauty. Mille Fleur love attention, stay small enough for urban spaces, and make great companions for children. Their feathers are so soft and fine that people often describe petting them as feeling like touching a plush toy. But the real magic happens when sunlight hits those white tips and makes them sparkle slightly. It draws your eyes across the entire body of the bird and highlights the intricacy of each feather. Despite their dainty appearance, Mille Fleur are tougher than they look. They handle heat well, adapt quickly to coop life, and stay surprisingly hardy through seasonal changes. Their eggs are small but consistent, and their friendly nature makes them ideal for flocks where harmony matters more than production. What makes their pattern so special is that it's never uniform. Each bird looks a little different from the next, giving them individuality that feels almost intentional, as if nature decided to customize each one for its future owner. In a country where backyard chicken breeding has exploded in popularity, the Mille Fleur stands as a breed that blends rarity, beauty, and practicality into one unforgettable package. Then you get to the wild energy of the Silver Appenzeller Spitzhauben, a bird so visually unique that people often think it must be related to exotic jungle fowl or ancient game birds. The moment you see one, the first thing you notice is the crest that rises from the top of the head. It looks like a windswept splash of feathers, giving the bird an alert and expressive identity. But the real showstopper is the pattern on the body. The feathers carry a stark contrast of pure white base tones broken by deep black speckles that sit randomly across the plumage. The effect creates a spotted look that feels modern and traditional at the same time, like something you'd find both in European heritage flocks and in contemporary poultry shows. What makes the Silver Appenzeller Spitzhauben especially striking is how its pattern works with its movement. These birds are active and athletic, and they rarely sit still. As they run, jump, and forage, the black speckles seem to dance across the white background, creating a rhythm that draws attention from across a yard. Their appearance has a mountain origin, coming from the Appenzell region of Switzerland, and the breed has long been shaped by rugged terrain. That background shows in their behavior. They're alert, capable flyers, excellent climbers, and fantastic free rangers. When you pair that physical energy with the clean spotted pattern, you get a bird that feels like a little wild creature living right in your backyard. Despite their rare status in the United States, more breeders have fallen in love with the Spitzhauben because they're tough, productive layers of white eggs and good overall homestead birds. Their looks might draw you in, but their usefulness is what keeps them popular among people who want a combination of beauty and function. Their personality leans toward independence, which makes them ideal for large outdoor runs, wooded areas, or farms where birds are encouraged to forage naturally. The pattern they carry isn't symmetrical, polished, or delicate. Instead, it's bold, unpredictable, and visually exciting, a perfect reflection of the breed's adventurous spirit. When you place all four of these breeds in the same conversation, you start to see how wide the spectrum of chicken beauty really is. The golden-laced Wyandotte showcases the power of symmetry and rich color contrast. The Ayam Cemani proves that a single color, when taken to its extreme, can be more captivating than any combination. The Mille Fleur offers softness, charm, and intricate detail that feels handcrafted. The Silver Appenzeller Spitzhauben brings sharp contrast and athletic energy that makes its pattern almost performative. Each bird represents a different approach to beauty, and together they show how creativity in poultry breeding has evolved in America. For people raising chickens today, these breeds add something more than eggs or entertainment. They bring emotional value. They turn the simple act of walking into the backyard into a visual experience. They encourage kids to learn about genetics, animal care, and agricultural diversity. They spark conversations among neighbors who may have never considered that a chicken could look like something from a fantasy illustration. They even inspire people to join preservation efforts, breeding programs, or small-scale farms to help keep these rare patterns alive for the future. Beyond beauty, these birds also teach you how fragile and resilient heritage breeds can be at the same time. Some almost vanished before dedicated breeders stepped in. Others survived because their traits were so unique that they stayed desirable across generations. Today, with the rise of backyard flocks across America, more people than ever are discovering that chickens can be just as visually compelling as the most exotic parrots or show birds. And as more farms include rare breeds, their feather patterns become part of the broader agricultural story of the country. If you're thinking about raising any of these birds, the deciding factor will almost always be the emotional impact they give you. Some people fall in love with the warm, honey-like glow of the golden-laced Wyandotte. Others can't get enough of the mysterious darkness of the Ayam Cemani. Some gravitate toward the delicate beauty of the Mille Fleur, while others adore the bold speckling of the Silver Appenzeller Spitzhauben. You don't choose these chickens just because they lay eggs or because they fit a certain climate. You choose them because they make you feel something. They turn your flock into a living gallery and your yard into a space where nature gets to show off a little. A look at these rare feather patterns reminds you just how much beauty lives inside America's backyard flocks. Each of these birds carries a style you don't find every day, and they prove that chickens can be as captivating as any exotic species. When you see breeds like these up close, you start to understand why so many keepers fall in love with the colors, shapes, and textures written into every feather. If you've been thinking about adding something truly eye-catching to your coop or your content, these are the birds that turn ordinary moments into showstoppers. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the tour, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about which pattern caught your attention the most.